In this video, which is the first in the series, I'll answer the questions: what is a horse? What characteristics do they have? What makes them different to other grazing animals? It includes a bit about their digestive system, but we'll return to this again in the second video in this series. Why fibre is so important, but there's more on that later as well. Why a horse's head is the shape it is, and a little bit about the other parts of the horse's body. Please be sure to give this video the thumbs up, and if you'd like to become a more knowledgeable horse owner, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell to be notified when a new video becomes available every week. Horses are large grazing herbivores. Everything about the way they are built is for a reason. In this section, we'll concentrate on the characteristics that are to do with grazing in particular, so that you understand why grazing is so important to a horse. What is a horse? This might seem like a silly question to a horse owner. They range from very small to very tall, but we need to understand that they all have the same basic characteristics. So first of all, a horse is what's called a monogastric, that means a single-stomached herbivore, and it's not a ruminant. A ruminant, which is what most grazing animals are, has a different digestive system whereby the food has to pass through several chambers, sometimes called stomachs, before it can reach the intestines. Cows cannot simply eat more when times are tough. Each mouthful of food has to go through a time-consuming process called rumination. So when food is very fibrous and low quality, there's simply not enough hours in the day for a cow to extract enough nutrients from that low quality food. A horse, on the other hand, can, because they simply increase their throughput, meaning eat more, and even if the food is very low quality, they manage to get some nutrition from it due to the fermentation process that takes place in their hindgut. Hence a horse is called a hindgut fermenter. A horse's digestive system actually looks almost like ours. The proportions are different and they don't have a gallbladder as we do, but otherwise the same, and again we'll talk about this more later. This strategy that horses have means that in harsh times such as winter or drought, horses can survive in conditions that cows cannot. It's important to understand this because it's often assumed that horses need higher energy food than cows, whereas the opposite is actually true. Horses evolved to eat low energy plants over a large range, so their natural diet is plants that are low in energy but very high in fibre, but they aim to eat them in large amounts. As already mentioned, horses fill a niche below that of cattle. They do well on plants that some other grazing animals would not be able to survive on. Horses are highly social herd animals. This fact is often ignored, but it's very important for horse management. Domestic horses are part of the equine family, which also includes domestic and wild donkeys or asses, zebra, Przewalski horses and mules. And what's very interesting is that their nearest cousins are the rhinoceros and the tapir. These animals are also hindgut fermenters, like horses. Please comment below with what you found interesting about this video so far. Horses, like many other grazing animals that are also prey animals, have evolved a head shape that's perfect for grazing long grasses and being able to see predators at the same time. Everything about the size and placement and function of the eyes, ears, mouth and whiskers and nostrils of the head is essential, both for grazing and for being safe while grazing. The whiskers, better known as the vibrissae, have individual nerves attached to help the horse feel while grazing and check out new plants, objects, other horses, etc. This is why you should never trim them. They're actually essential for the horse's sense of feel. The lips of the horse are highly mobile, the top lip in particular. The top lip is used almost like we use our hands. The whole time the horse is grazing, the top lip is being used to sift and sort and choose different plant material. The eyes of the horse are the largest of all the land mammals. A horse's eyes are a long way from the mouth. The position of the eyes means that a horse can almost see right around itself while grazing. There's just two small blind spots right in front of the nose and directly behind the body. With just small movements of the horse's head, the horse can actually see right round, so 360 degrees. The ears of the horse can move, pivot, independently of each other, so the horse can listen forwards and backwards at the same time. They've got many muscles for each ear, which means that they can rotate each ear through 180 degrees. Horses can tell what direction something is approaching from and what distance it is away from them. Horses can become anxious when their hearing is compromised or overwhelmed, so when it's windy or very noisy, for example. Their nostrils are very large and they use smell to tell them a lot about what's happening. Again, when it's windy, they're usually more nervous because it's more difficult to read the information that's coming to them via their sense of smell. The molar or back teeth need to be large. They need to have a large surface area in order to grind all that fibre in the diet of a horse. Don't forget, with a horse the fibre only gets one chance to be cut up into small pieces before it's digested, because the horse is not a ruminant, so it doesn't regurgitate its food and re-chew it like a cow does. The long head shape means that the teeth have plenty of room to be housed. Horses have two sets of incisors, or front teeth, that meet like a pair of scissors in the mouth. This means that they can clip and collect even very short grass, and for this reason this is why it doesn't work to put horses on short grass in order for them to lose weight, but there's lots more about that later. Compare the horse's front teeth to those of a cow. The cow has only one set at the bottom, and they use the tongue to gather the food. This is why cows need longer grass, and a cow will starve on very short grass, whereas a horse will not. Again, more about this later. In this video we've concentrated on the head in particular, but other adaptations include long legs so that the horse can run away at a split second's notice. Horses don't have horns because they rely on running away from danger rather than facing it, like some animals do. The reason they can kick backwards so accurately is also because of this. They have a thick, bushy mane and tail to protect the body from biting insects, etc., and keep the body warm when it's cold. They have a long neck so they can reach the ground without having to spread the front legs apart, like a giraffe, for instance, which would mean that they couldn't get away as fast. So you can see how everything has a reason. So in this first video of the series, you've started to learn about some of the important characteristics that make horses what they are. You've learned a bit about their digestive system, and you'll learn even more about that in the next video. You've also started to learn about why fibre is so important to a horse, and you will be learning even more about this in later videos. Well done for taking such an interest in what your horse really is. Stick with this series and you'll learn so much that will help you to help your horse to have the best lifestyle possible in your situation. If you've enjoyed this video, please let us know by liking it. Subscribe and share with your fellow horsey friends, and please leave a comment with what you found interesting. Make sure you look out for the next video in this series. There's a link below. You can get the whole mini course about horse grazing characteristics for free. See the link. If you're interested in learning more about better horse management by learning about what is really important to your horse, we have a private Facebook group, but do the course first and see if this interests you.